Yo, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yo, what's happening, everybody? Yeah, that's right. This is the midweek report for Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. And yeah, this is a little bit different here for this week as it is now currently 10:33 p.m. Eastern time. But listen, I am currently over in the West Coast, so it is 7:33 p.m. Pacific time. So hey, it's 7:30 somewhere. So Wednesday 7:30. It's time for the midweek report. You know what I'm talking about? So wanted to get this on, wanted to get this through. We want just reacting to what happened earlier this week as we had the official announcements for the 5 versus 5 Queensberry versus Matchroom. That will be on the card for Baturbia versus Babal for the undisputed light heavyweight championships, and of course, headlining at 5 versus 5 is the return of the Bronze Bomber, Mr. Bomb Squad himself, Deontay Wilder, going up against Zhilei Zhang in the heavyweight division. And this one here, man, I'm telling you, it's really a big fight, a very important fight here for both guys. You got Deontay Wilder, of course, with a record of 43 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. With that high KO ratio, of course, there were 42 of those 43 wins by way of knockout. Going up against the Big Bang, hey Joe, Zhilei Zhang, 26 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. 21 of those wins by way of knockout. You know what I'm saying? And we are looking to seeing what will be happening with these two guys. Now, I want to see if I could get my guy on here to speak on this. Just give me a moment. I will be able to have him jump right on because he definitely has to talk about this. So we will eventually have him on, okay? Because hey, it wouldn't be a conversation about Deontay Wilder if I didn't have this person on. So hopefully he's able to join in here in a little bit because you know I'm looking forward to this fight. I mean, we had hints that this fight was going to be coming up. I did speak on this a few weeks ago, where they had the possibility of Deontay Wilder being joined with Eddie Hearn. And who would have thought that Deontay Wilder and Eddie Hearn would be working together? You know what I'm saying? And that's a crazy situation itself. But no, we ain't going that far with Deontay Wilder. That's not happening. Potential reunion with Deontay Wilder and Mark Breland. Nah, that ain't happening. You know, as far as I know, Mark Breland is still a disloyal trainer, according to Deontay Wilder. So we ain't necessarily having that. We still have Deontay Wilder working with Malik Scott, and now we're gonna see like, hey, what's gonna be up with Deontay Wilder in this particular instance because I think this one is kind of important for him to get back in the ring at least 6 months after his last fight. His inactivity, coming from fighting Robert Helenius in 2022 and then having over a year until fighting Joseph Parker, that really affected him as far as like his timing, his footwork, and a lot of other factors there when he faced Joseph Parker last December. But then you had Zhilei Zhang, who also lost. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes. So first off, I want to invite a guy here that'll officially talk about this thing. And of course, y'all know him. He is the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club. That is right, Mr. NBO is in the building. What's happening?
Bomb Squad! We back. We are back. We are back. Now I saw you promoting this live stream on Twitter. It said Deontay Wilder's last stand. So I had to join just to make sure you ain't talking no bullshit. Because if I'm the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club, we know that you are the founder, president, and CEO of the
Wait.
Deontay
Hold
Wilder
on.
Hate Club.
Hold on, though. Hold on. I'm going to admit this, okay? I know you're gonna think this is an absolute lie, okay? But when they had the guys out there with the mask and everything like that, right?
Yep.
And they had, of course, the thing there for the heavyweight, and we all knew what was gonna happen when Deontay Wilder, took off his mask. I'm gonna say this: when he took off his mask, I almost yelled "Bomb Squad" with him.
You're a fucking liar. You are a liar and a troll.
No, I'm not.
You are a liar and a troll.
I'm not.
You're a grown man. You too old to be doing this. You are a liar and a troll. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Before we go forward in this, man, we gotta get your tag team partner on for Brunch Boxing. Brother Ezra is in the building. What's happening?
I believe you. He did it. He yelled it out. I believe it. I 100% believe it.
I'm telling you, man. I was like, yo, I knew it was gonna happen, so I'm like,
listen, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sure that was Deontay Wilder under the mask.
Well, come on, man.
Listen,
the only way that you couldn't think that it was Deontay Wilder under the mask is because he cut his hair.
His arm looked light skinned. I was like, who the fuck is this light skinned nigga that's about to take Deontay Wilder's place?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But hey,
I guess Wilder wears a lot of long sleeve because
yeah,
he looked very light skinned.
But yeah, he's back at it there against Zhilei Zhang, man, and
King is back.
And this is, like I said, this is a big fight, man. I'm looking forward to this thing. I mean, yeah, both of these guys lost to Joseph Parker, but for me, I just felt like the thing with Wilder against Parker, where it was something where he was just very rusty, man. I thought his timing was just like out of sorts.
Yeah,
there for the majority of that fight.
And the thing I love about this fight is, they're coming to bang it out.
I mean,
I can't wait.
You got a guy on there named the Big Bang.
Yep.
So of course there's going to be a lot of banging and banging and banging.
Yes. Listen.
This is insane. There's no positive saying.
Nothing gets me more excited than seeing two big men bang it out. It's nothing more exciting. Nothing more exciting.
Yeah, clip that whole part. Clip that whole part. That shit will go viral. Clip that whole part. God. That will go viral.
Yeah. That's even worse than two big beefy men bumping meat. Come on.
I'm telling you, man, this is the one. Goodness. This might be the fight of the year.
Listen, it could be the fight of the year, man, because we all know what's on the line here for both of these guys. And we know that they both hit hard. Okay?
Yes.
So I'm sure that we're going to get some knockdowns, some knockouts, all that type of stuff here in this bout. You know what I mean? And
the only thing I worry about with this fight is Bang is a holder. I don't need him holding and leaning on Wilder.
But the thing is, I think the first 4 rounds are don't blink rounds, right?
Yeah.
After that, it's all Wilder. I mean, Zane's gonna fall off a cliff with his cardio. So unless Wilder gets starched in the first 4 rounds, I think he gets past that point, he's gonna knock him out cold.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? The funny part about that is, like, the thing with Zhilei Zhang is he does like a whole lot of those cardio workouts when he's training, and then ends up getting in the fight and just tires out after about 4 or 5
Well, maybe
rounds.
he's the guy who leaves it all in the gym.
That could be it. That could be it. Maybe he does leave it out on the gym and just doesn't have anything much, for being out there in the ring, man.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I can't wait for this one.
I mean, yeah, my thing is, this is something where Wilder could plan his return, his comeback. He could have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Get back in the heavyweight mix. Get in the world title contention once again. Who is it? I saw like a little plan for him. Maybe get a fight with Zhilei Zhang, and then a fight against Anthony Joshua, and then after that, maybe the fourth fight with Tyson Fury or something like that, or rematch Joseph Parker. I don't know, man.
Do we think that Anthony Joshua will finally have the courage to step in the ring with Deontay Wilder if he wins?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
But here's my thing though. Do I think that particular fight will happen outside of Saudi Arabia? That's the thing I'm doubting now. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it has to happen outside of Saudi Arabia because Arab Hearn has shown that he wants to make money now. So it has to happen outside of Saudi Arabia.
He called him Arab Hearn.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, and I think that fight is way more possible now because Eddie has both. Eddie has both guys now. He has Wilder, he has Joshua. It's the less of a risk for him to make that fight now. So I think that fight is a really good chance if Wilder knocks out Zhang to happen next.
Oh, and he would probably love it to have it over in the UK, man, and make it be like a super fight of some sort.
September, Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, Wembley Stadium, something like that. Yeah. So I of course I'll be all for it, and I know that MBO will definitely be all for it.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a can't miss fight.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I could potentially get Zhilei Zhang on once again to speak about the fight, but
we're not talking to the enemy.
Well, I know you're not, but the thing about it is, maybe Brunch and Boxing could get something in with Bomb Squad, because you know who to talk to in order to try to set
I reached out to him. He said he's gonna get him on before the next fight, so I'm gonna hold him to it. We're gonna see if he's a man of his word. So
yeah, we gotta see, because he'll be back. He'll be back over stateside here, pretty soon, and so while he's doing the training for that particular fight, then you'll be able to see about getting something in there with him.
Did anybody know he cut his hair?
No, not up to that point. I don't. At least I didn't think so.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I said that's why I said when that mask came off, I was like, shit, like, wait a minute, he cut his hair, man.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, yeah, where did this come from? But also he had like the comments there from Deontay Wilder, during that press conference, and a lot of the stuff he was talking about was like trying to clear himself and saying like he had a whole bunch of distractions, particularly over the past 6 to 12 months or so. And I know MVO, you're familiar with some of the stuff that's been going on.
Oh yeah, unfortunately.
But the thing about it is that hopefully somewhere he's completely clear or in the clear out of all that. He don't have to worry about all that no more, and just focus on fighting. You know what I'm saying? And
nobody wins in the family feuds.
Hey, that's for sure. That's for sure. We seen that with the Charlos.
Yeah, man. Nobody wins when the family feuds.
Nobody wins with the family feud. So it's like, yeah, the as long as he's able to have that cleared out, then that should have him good to go. But like I said, this to me is like a loser leaves town, or loser leaves boxing for good.
Yeah.
For this one, because like I don't see like another path for either one of these fighters to get back in the heavyweight contender status.
Yeah, this fight is what Ezra would call a gulag fight.
This is a gulag fight. This is exactly what a gulag fight is. And the loser is done. The winner moves on. Fight another day. And in the heavyweight division now that Saudi's involved, I will say this. Every fighter is one win away. Even Dubois, who beat Big Baby Miller, who isn't like a great win, is right back in the running with just that one win. Every heavyweight is one win away from being right back in the picture to fight a top guy.
Now, one thing we do know is that we have Fury versus Usyk, but then I'm expecting some of these sanctioning bodies to order the winner to defend it against whoever the number one contender is. So we might see a couple vacant belts on the line at this event, mainly the IBF belt for Dubois versus Hrgovic, which is completely interesting to me.
That's right. I mean, that's a plan that Coach Ronnie Shields said yesterday there, during his session with Joe Herron of Warwick Boxing. He said, hey, plan is to see what's going on with that Fury Usyk, and if they're gonna go for a rematch, then hey, we're gonna activate that clause and say, hey, give up that IBF belt, and we'll go ahead and fight for that IBF belt against Daniel Dubois there. So yeah, that's the thing I'm looking forward with that. But they say like that Philip Hrgovic. They say Philip Hrgovic is gonna cook Daniel Dubois though. So we'll see about that. And I gotta see like what his status is later this week, because I want to set up an interview with Philip Hrgovic. While he's out there preparing with Coach Ronnie Shields in Texas. So we'll be out on the lookout for that here on the Boxing Source.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, back to the thing there with Deontay Wilder though, man. Yeah, we know that he kind of like moves the heavyweight needle and everything like that. And, I did say the thing there for Deontay Wilder's last stand, but it could also be the American heavyweight's last stand, because given what we saw with Jared Anderson on Saturday.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, we're hurting. That's the thing, man. We're hurting. You know what I'm saying? Ezra's back in the scene, man. Because the American heavyweights, man, we ain't pretty much got nobody, man. And you got dude.
You guys talking about Jared Anderson? You guys talking about the Jared Anderson performance? Because that was terrible. And he was, the guy was not doing anything for him to be this cautious. Okay, the guy was not doing anything to be this cautious. If you go to the gym and someone says, "Oh, you're losing a fight to the punching bag," that's what he did. He lost a fight to the punching bag that day because he was not working. He wasn't looking to take any chances. That was a shameful performance.
And I'm like, man, I thought, with Jared Anderson's supposed level of expertise or skill set, that he would be able to adjust and break down Rhea Murray there, and he didn't do that at all. He looked like he was just in cruise control for like 8 of those 10 rounds. But also, it almost seemed like, and I don't know if y'all saw it, but maybe what happened in the second round affected how he approached Riyad Murray, because he got hit with a counter right hand, and it was like,
he was barely putting anything. Like Anderson was barely putting anything on his shots. Like he was like pitter pattering him on a guy that was doing nothing, like a guy that was just moving backwards. I've never seen anything like that. Like for like a heavyweight, like that's crazy. That he was just, this guy's not punching, just moving back, and I'm just gonna pitter patter him, and I'm gonna be okay going to decision. That guy has no killer instinct in him at all.
and it was crazy. I mean, it looked like the heavyweight version of Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could expect this guy to have any killer instinct when he told you he doesn't love this sport, he doesn't want to do it, he wants to retire.
I'm only
And
23.
he's only 23, exactly. So how could you expect him?
What do you do next with him? Like, you just put him in now? You try to put him in the deep end, right? I mean, you got to figure out what he got here.
But then I don't know, but I don't feel like they're gonna be doing that because they put him in with another hometown fight in Toledo. Like, who they gonna put him up there against, man? Like
But
the best opponent out there is like what, Efe Jagba? I mean, I suggested Luis Ortiz, so and it looked like Luis Ortiz had like tried to, answer or try to answer a question there as far as like who would be next for him. But so I don't know, man.
I just feel like they have to find out what they have at this point. You got to find out. And I don't know. I don't think he's printing money for them or anything like that. So I don't know if you need to be that patient with them. You know what I mean? Like, I think he'd make a move.
Well, what's the move?
It's a Jogba or it's one of those names. I mean, they could get him in there with a Saudi. They could get one of these guys. They could take him over there. They can find out what he is.
But that was the thing I thought they would try to do is see if they could have him go out there in Saudi Arabia and go up against, one of those higher level heavyweights like I get Cabello or somebody like that. But yeah, they ain't really, mention all of that. And seems like he's kind of Jared Anderson's kind of quiet in reference to challenging Philip Hergovich because I don't think he really should go for that at this particular point.
They signed that giant, right? Top Rank signs that giant. They put him on a Jared Anderson card. And then they waste him on a Kirwell fight in Saudi when he should have been a Jared Anderson opponent. He looked the part. He wasn't too dangerous. You know what I mean? Really just a very sluggish guy. Jared Anderson would have been perfect to dispatch him, right?
We're talking about Arslan Makhmudov?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the James Bond villain.
They weren't expecting him to lose to Ajit Cabello.
Yeah, I get that. But I'm just saying, though, he would have been perfect for Jared Anderson. A Jogbait seems perfect for Jared Anderson. And then you could go any one of these guys. But it's just this right here, I feel like he's diminishing. Like he's a diminishing product now. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either. I didn't really get much there from his trainer about that performance. So I'm like,
well, I think Charles Martin exposed him.
Yeah, maybe. I think it put a little bit of a fear in him too.
Yeah, I think that kind of knocked them back a few pegs, because before that he was willing to engage, he was willing to be on the front foot and be aggressive, coming forward against his opponents. But after the joint there with Charles Martin, you didn't necessarily see that, So I'm like, what if they put him in there against someone like Efe Jagba, who can fight, does fight from a southpaw stance, but other than that, I really don't see with a Jagba, like he's not that complete of a fighter there in the heavyweight division that should be able to give Jared Anderson problems. But seeing with Jared Anderson like regressing here, I don't know, man.
It's like the thing is, the Top Rank is their least creative promotion ever in history. You know what I mean? They don't do anything creative. They're the View. They're the View. They found a format and they're like, let's just milk this for as many years as we possibly can. And they don't take any chances. They don't do anything other than what the View does as a talk show. It's like, what is the point of this? Like, I don't understand what the point of me watching Jared Anderson in these tune-up fights, or these build fights for this long. I don't get it. I don't get why they're punishing me. Just put him in there with someone that I have just a little bit of interest about.
Would you be interested in Luis Ortiz?
Yeah, better than what I just got. You know what? They beat me. Yeah. They beat me to it. They beat me down enough where I'm like, okay, Ortiz, I'm passable. Let's do it.
I mean, yeah, we gotta see Luis Ortiz in the ring, man. I suggested that as an opponent for Jared Anderson, and he probably should have been suggested as an opponent for a while there, because we gotta see where he's at.
I already see the play, because Bob Arum basically is trying to tweet stuff like, oh, nobody wants to get in the ring with him. He's trying to create a boogeyman because he's not selling and he's not exciting.
Because he's not creative. Bob Arum's the least creative person ever as a promoter. This is ridiculous. Like, that's a ridiculous thing. How many guys can they have with the same ploy? How many guys can they have as boogeyman?
Well, I mean, he's been doing that for like almost over 25 years now. Like,
they should get their 8 boogeymen that they have on there and put them on a same card and call it a monster mash. I mean, honestly, then to be creative at least in that and be like, we got the 8 boogeymen on the same card.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't see how that could work out for him on that end. But man, yeah, but I want to go back to the thing there with Wilder and Zhang, man. You got it. It's not just two heavyweights on there, but it's 2 guys that are approaching or at 40 years old, man. Like that kind of like adds a little bit more intrigue to it because you're gonna see like these guys try to go at it for as long as they possibly can, and as powerful as both of them are, man. Either one of them like get hit with a clean shot, and you know what? This is like the first bout between Zhilei Zhang and Joe Joyce, like how you had two guys that were big, power punchers, so you knew someone was gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
you just knew it, And so like this one, I see the same thing. Two guys and one guy's gonna seriously get hurt. And the thing with Wilder is like against Parker, he was kind of like predictable in the majority of those rounds where he, would just come forward with the 1-1-2 and just, follow through with that. And all, Joseph Parker had to do was either move around or have a high guard. But you don't have to worry about foot movement there with Zhilei Zhang. So it's going to be more about him being mainly stationary and I guess, trying to block the punches with his hands and his arms to swat away with his arms. But outside of that, as long as, Deontay Wilder, if he's active enough, he should be able to break down Zhilei Zhang in this one.
I feel like it's like Goldberg versus Brock. Now we know we only got 5 minutes, but it's gonna be a spot fest for 5 minutes.
This will be much better than Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, I like that. I like some of those Goldberg Brock Lesnar matches. I like some of those ones.
Oh man, that one was really disappointing. Like, come on. But I see this as something that where we get a lot, from both of those guys for at least 4 or 5 rounds, and then after that, if it lasts past that, then we'll see who has the most energy out of that, and whoever has the most energy is going to be able to stop the opponent. But I know like MBO, he wants to see somebody get knocked out.
Oh yeah,
flat on the canvas. And that would kind of like say, yo, this guy is the guy that y'all should, watch out for the rest of the year 2024. He's a dangerous man. He should be going up against the winner of Fury versus Usyk or Anthony Joshua or, anybody like that. But, it just remains to be seen how that's going to be turning out. What did y'all think about like some of the other matchups there in the 5 versus 5? You have that Emo Williams there against Hamza Sheeraz, and then Ray Ford against Nick Ball, and Daniel Dubois against Philip Hrgovic.
Well, I'll let Ezra go first because I know there's a certain middleweight on his card that he's very excited about. So we'll let Ezra spit.
I think Shiraz could really be the guiding light for the middleweight division. I think this guy is the goods. He's tall. He knows how to use his length. He knows how to use his reach. He's got good timing. He's got decent legs. I think this guy is the truth. I think Emma Williams is very good. I think he's kind of slowed down on his development. And I think a guy like Shiraz could really show what the levels he is in this fight. That's a really important fight for the middleweight division. For like the future of the middleweight division, that's a really important fight. The guy that comes out of that is going to be, ready for the anyone in the top. Is going to be the guy to say this is the guy to watch out for. Nick Ball versus Ford. I think Ford's going to win that fight. The only thing that could really, I think, hurt Ford is just staying at that weight too long. So we'll have to see with that. I love Ergovich versus Dubois. It's a good fight. It's a fight that Ergovich hasn't been the most entertaining guy, right? But Dubois is a guy that I think people want to get behind. They want to believe in, and Ergovich needs a legit guy like that to beat. The weakest card on there is I'm blanking on the guys' names right now.
Willie Hutchinson and Craig Richards.
Yes. That's the weakest card on there. But everything else is pretty damn good. I liked every other fight on the card.
Yeah, I mean the thing with Dubois and Hergovich, I think Dubois, had a confidence builder there with his performance against Jarrell Miller. Of course, coming off his performance against Alexander Usyk, where he felt like he got a stoppage win on that, and NBO says, he definitely got a stoppage win over Alexander Usyk and got robbed. But circumstances just had it to the point where, hey, he ended up losing that bout. So now him getting back in the win column against Jarrell Miller, now like says, hey, maybe I can get back in the mix here. He's still young there at the heavyweight division. So if he gets his win over Filip Hrgović, man, he still has himself outside shot to become a heavyweight world title contender again. But he just first you got to get past Hrgović, and Hrgović he said like he's ready to just go right through Daniel Dubois in this one. Especially if he like lands solidly on that. You know what I mean?
And the way he was talking about when they sparred, it sounded like he smoked Dubois. And Dubois Dubois did not challenge that. He said, things changed.
Yeah.
So he did take that beating in that sparring. That's clear as day. So you got to see what's going to look like in the actual fight.
Yep. We got Miss B in here. It says like Jared Anderson should call out Wilder. It's a perfect moment to fight Wilder. He has a big chance to win. After that performance against Riyad Murray, man, I don't know, man. We got to see what Deontay Wilder does here.
He doesn't deserve a Deontay Wilder fight right now, if we're being honest. What has he done to deserve a Wilder fight?
A Wilder fight. I don't know, man. This is on the comments there from YouTube. Y'all, checking us out on YouTube and Twitter. Big ups to y'all joining on the live here on the Midweek Report. Miss B says Wilder's not the same anymore. It would still be a great name on Anderson's resume, but the thing about it is, what
the fuck does that mean? Wilder is not going to be a name on his resume. Wilder's going to fucking send him into early retirement. What are we even talking about here? A great name on his resume.
But the thing about it is too, but you were saying, from the last conversation about the fight with Jared Anderson, is that like Top Rank is looking like they're building him up, and that a fight with Wilder isn't going to happen until like another 2 or 3 fights later on down the line for Jared Anderson. So I don't think that's going to happen. Well, at least not next, or not after this fight, regardless of the result there between Wilder and Zhilei Zhang. So we got to see how that kind of like develops itself. You know what I'm saying? Now it looks like
I see your comments.
What happened? What's going on there?
Listen, all I'm gonna say is her YouTube display name is very apropos. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, come on. Come on, yo. Come on.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
she knew what she was doing when she chose that name. The perfect name.
No. Oh no. This is what happens when you trigger the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club. So hey, you're gonna get some smoke. That's for sure.
Perfect name.
Oh man. But yeah, that is the card there on June 1st. They're of course headlined by Baturvia versus Babal. They're on June 1st. Looking forward to that.
Strange thing about that card? It's separated into 2 different cards. The main event will be on ESPN free
plus
ESPN Plus, and the card
it's
ESPN Plus, and the other card will be pay-per-view. The undercard will be pay-per-view.
Which makes no sense.
Very strange.
I don't understand it. It's a special one fight broadcast on ESPN Plus. I'm like, wow, okay. That's gonna be something there. How they're going to try to handle all of that. But the thing about it is though, is that a lot of these cars that happen over there in Saudi Arabia, they really getting good numbers off those, for like pay-per-views. So I don't know. It's like they don't really care. But like for that fight between Wilder and Zhang, man, like y'all, they should have that. They should have that on like an ESPN or ESPN Plus.
That's what me and MVO have been on this. That's what we've been saying. Make it free. If you want, if it's just some kind of marketing scheme for Saudi Arabia, make it free. Make it accessible to more eyes then, because no one's buying it. No one is not doing numbers. So make it free. Make it so everyone can see it, and then you have something. But this right here, putting it behind the paywall and putting the undercard on the behind the paywall, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. We can see it. Why can't they? I don't understand it.
Yeah. It's a bad thing all around, and my thing too is for this one, it's like, hey, you got the outsider, you got Turkey Al Sheikh that's pretty much sponsoring or paying the purses for these fighters. So the networks ain't really worrying about all that. The promoters ain't necessarily worrying about all that. So why should it be, a pay-per-view, that'll make that much sense there, man. So I'm like, yeah, it's disappointing that a fighter, especially there for the UK, like, come on, yeah, they don't really pay that much, but shoot, like, you want to have that Queensberry versus Matchroom 5 versus 5, and you're gonna put that behind the paywall, like.
Nothing they're doing makes sense, if we're being honest.
Nothing. And I don't understand is every time someone's new into boxing and they bring a bunch of money, how come they constantly start like they're reinventing the wheel? I don't get it. There's been years of boxing, years of people doing these promotions, years of doing pay-per-view, and they're always start with, I'm going to reinvent the wheel. It's like, no, you don't have to. And we know that doesn't work. We already seen all those test samples. They don't work.
Yeah, and they looking like they dropping the ball here, and my thing is, it's like you've had the Day of Reckoning event, you've had the thing there for Joshua versus Ngannou, and you've seen the numbers for those two events. They're not good. They're not good at all. Well, especially in the U.S., they're not good. I mean, I don't know what they doing over in the U.K., but U.S. that stuff ain't good. So why not just have it over here on, regular DAZN in the US or just at ESPN Plus? Like, just have the full events over there. You know what I mean? Because you could just go off the new subscriptions. You could get more subscriptions that way by saying, hey, we're gonna put this fight card on ESPN Plus and show the entire card from top to bottom. But nope, they ain't thinking like that. They ain't thinking like that, man.
It's very strange.
And the funny, well, not funny because it's actually sad. This card is going to lose a lot of viewership because it's too difficult to find. DAZN is I guarantee you, and I didn't fact check, I can guarantee you DAZN is the first broadcaster to ever charge a pay-per-view and you can't watch the whole card.
Yeah. Don't
This
make
is
any
insane.
sense.
This is fucking insane.
Now imagine watching a pay-per-view and then saying, okay, now if you want to watch the main event, go to the free channel. There you go.
Go to the free channel. Like, come on, are you kidding me?
It's like the prelims. We're gonna give you that. You're gonna pay for that. But the main event, you're gonna get that for free. Let's try that out. Let's see how that works. It's a bold strategy.
Makes no sense at all.
Absolutely zero sense. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I tell you.
I don't know what's going on with DAZN.
I don't really think they kind of like care that much about what they do for the U.S. market, because all of the stuff that they got for the Matchroom events, then you got the Golden Boy events here and all that stuff. Like,
and they're basically like ESPN for a lot of countries. I mean, a lot of countries that's
yeah,
they have a lot of other
that's pretty
sports.
much what they are, though. They're kind of like ESPN for the other countries, or like the what I'd say, like a secondary market there for what happens in the U.S., because usually they kind of cover the pay-per-view events in the U.S. Internationally,
Yeah.
so they buy those rights. But yeah, outside of that, like, yeah, I have no idea what they're
Imagine these cards on ESPN though. Like, imagine you just turn the channel and you say, "Oh, I haven't saw boxing in a while," and then you're like, "Wait, what's this card?" And you're seeing how stacked these cards are. Imagine them free to people on ESPN. I just can't see how that's a bad idea. I just can't see how that's not better than what they're doing now.
It's not a bad idea, and it's something where you could actually have these
Yo,
networks
send
really
this guy, send this girl a link. Send this girl. I need to talk to her.
Are you still beefing? Is this beef still
nah. We can't. Oh man, we can't quite do this. Like
I don't
I
like
said,
women talking back to me.
that ain't no. That ain't no. Oh man. Oh, we can't. We can't quite do this, man. I don't know if.
Is she on Twitter? Are you on Twitter, Miss Bitch? Are you on Twitter?
Why'd you say it like that? Why'd you say it like that?
Like, yeah, just you see it on Twitter, because
Let me go follow you on Twitter.
we have it like we see Miss B on YouTube on multiple.
Her name
channels,
says Miss Bitch.
yeah.
JR, why did you call her Miss B? It says Miss
holy
Bitch.
Bitch Queen.
Yes.
Oh man, we'll see, man. Oh goodness, he said Twitter is banned on bitch any and we use a bootleg version. What, a bootleg version of Twitter? Like what? True Social or something? I don't know.
Twitter
Like,
is Twitter is the bootleg version of Twitter. That's
yeah.
what we're using right
Hey,
now.
at this point, yeah, it is a bootleg version. Oh man, I don't know. Rosie Perez, yeah. I don't know what she's talking about now. So it is what it is, man. Oh, what's the other thing I was going? Oh, of course, talk about. Oh yeah, yeah. Haney and Garcia blowing their promotional chances by having an altercation in whatever that building was. What is that, Empire State or
That was
whatever?
the Empire State Building.
Yeah, Empire State Building, and that blew their shot to be at the Mets game later that day. Oh man, yeah, this is, yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of looking really, really crazy out there with this whole thing going on. I just wanted to go ahead and have that get over with and just move on and move forward. And like I said, Haney, just go ahead and try to embarrass him. But here's the other thing. Did you kind of like point this out, MVO, as far as like the weight for Ryan Garcia?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He from what I told, he struggling to make the 140-pound limit, and it's gonna come right down to the wire. So for me, I don't think he's gonna. If he makes weight, I don't think it's gonna be a good cut. I don't think it's gonna be a good cut at all.
No, I have a question for you guys. Everything, the promotion of this fight, it has been that Ryan Garcia is not taking it serious, that Ryan Garcia is not ready for this fight. Everything has been that painted as that picture, and that's what it kind of looks like, right? Mm-hmm. Now, is the moral victory lined up for him nicely here? To where if he's just aggressive all night, loses a clear decision, doesn't get stopped, does he win a moral victory here? Where it's like, well, he was in the fight, he did more than Regis did, he was aggressive, he made attempts. It wasn't a close fight, but he at least made attempts. I think he kind of laid the groundwork here for a good moral victory for himself.
There are no moral victories.
To me and you, maybe not. But to the general audience, of course there are. And I think that the people, we walk away from this, people are going to say, hell, he was going after him. Couldn't get to him, but he went after him.
to what I would to the quote unquote casual fan,
Yes.
I guess it would be a moral victory.
But
Given
that's the most.
what he's been doing, over the course of the promotion or the lean into this fight. But yeah, I don't see where a moral victory would be at.
I hate to say it, but the casual fan is the most important fan. The casual fan's image of you is the most important image that you could get. If they walk away with saying, "Well, I like Rankers," he tried to fight it, but and he was obviously, and then he comes out and says, "Well, I wasn't focused for that fight, whatever." But I still was over there, the only one trying to make the action, trying to make it, and I was there all night, and I was being aggressive. I think that's kind of a win for him.
Well, yeah, as long as he's able to stay in there and stay through 12 rounds and like you said, not get embarrassed like Prograis got embarrassed, and make an effort of it, then yeah, maybe in the eyes of casual people or some of the folks there that's been watching, then yeah, it could be a moral victory there for Ryan Garcia. I mean, we had the thing of the odds where it was as high as 10-1 in favor of Devin Haney, and now it's gone down
now
to
it's
around
11-1.
Oh, it went up to 11-1.
Yeah,
okay.
It went as of Saturday. It was minus 950. Now it's back to minus 1100 after the Empire State Building fiasco.
So yeah, now it's like even more in favor of Devin Haney now. Okay, all right. So yeah, we'll see. How that whole thing goes, because yeah, like I was mentioning before, I don't think anyone's really interested at one iota of the undercard. So you mentioned that.
I'll be honest, I don't even remember what's on the undercard.
I know Barbosa.
I mean, after I mention it, I mention it, but I mean, come on, like Charles Conwell and
Oh yeah, I want to watch him.
More.
I want to watch Conwell.
Conwell and Gallimore. You got Beck the Bully against Pierre de Bombe. Like, who? I have no idea who that is. Barbosa's on there, but yeah, we got to see how that works. That works out. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with that undercard, but yeah, a lot of people will just be focused on that main event. Yeah, that's what I got. Well, the last thing I guess that's on the docket there, as far as like what's been happening in boxing, looks like Shakur Stevenson, Shakur Ali Shaheed Stevenson, and Abdul Wahid Tank Davis had been going back and forth on the Twitter sphere. And it looks like they kind of like mentioned the stuff about them going at it and sparring or whatnot. But to me, I'm thinking that they're putting out a little bit of a lure, an early lure, because I don't know if it's going to be at the end of this year, but by this time next year, they're going to be fighting each other. I see it happening.
Yeah.
I mean, you got, both these guys are supposed to be having their fights scheduled within a couple of weeks of each other. So I'm like, hey, you're gonna have Shakur Stevenson over in Newark. You're gonna have, Tank Davis there against Frank Martin in Houston. So I'm like, hey, it all lines up for them to, either have a super fight by the end of this year or by next year. Because what is it? Shakur has that one last fight there under Top Rank, and then he said after that he's as free as a bird, huh? So
yep.
So yeah, I'm like, hey, they'll just have him go get this little money or get this little thing there over in Newark, and then he's gonna see if he can get that Tank fight. So I don't know, man. But yeah, that's mainly it for me on this version of the Midweek Report. Yeah, it is 11:22 p.m. Eastern time there, but where I'm at, it is not even 8:30 yet. So was able to try to get this in for y'all, and then see if we could get right back at it after the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight on Saturday. We'll have that Boxing Source podcast and stuff like that. But wanted to get this thing in here for y'all with the midweek report. Big ups for everybody that's listening in live. Y'all hit the share button. Y'all hit the like button. We're on Twitter, on YouTube, of course, the Bicycle Source YouTube channel. Big ups to Ezra. Big ups to MBO. Of course, a Brunch Boxing. Y'all check them out on Twitter, Brunch Boxing. Was that every Saturday? There at 11. It's supposed to be 11 a.m. Eastern
11
time.
Eastern. Yeah, 11 Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific.
8 o'clock Pacific, and hopefully the boxing academic can actually make one of these brunches, but I doubt it. But yeah, of course, if y'all haven't done so already, also you do have those interviews with Jaleel Major Hackett that's on the channel, and of course from the previous podcast we did have Floyd Schofield on, Floyd Kid Austin Schofield there for a few minutes. So if y'all haven't done so already, y'all can check that out on the YouTube channel. But that's it for the midweek report. Biggest for everybody that's listening live, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.